All right. So we are talking about the July Self-Love Challenge and what all that entails. We're breaking it down, and then we're going to figure out how we are going to stay accountable, each individually, and then if you have a reward or something that you would like to do to celebrate at the end. So the first rule is to follow a Beachbody workout program. So you either need to know if you're already currently doing a program, continue what you're doing. Like, you don't have to start a new program for this. This isn't we all start together on July 1st of a program. Like, you do whatever you're doing if you're doing something. If you're not doing something, this is the time to start. So currently I'm doing Lift 4. I am on week 2. And I am not sure if I'm going to do 6 or 8 weeks. And that will, I guess, play into on how many people want to do 645 and if we want to start together. So, and I'll talk about that a little bit, the 645. I'll give you guys a little bit of information on how that's going to roll out in the next few weeks at the end of the call. So that is first and foremost. And so I will tell you guys all day long, there is no bad exercise. There's no bad physical activity, and I don't just say here, do a Beachbody workout. It is follow a program, the scheduled program. So you follow a schedule. The difference in my accountability and my results when I would just pick a workout to do every day versus picking a program and following the schedules, it's night and day. It is night and day, because showing up on someone else's schedule keeps me accountable. It's not like, well, what do I want to do today? Oh, I'll do this. And, oh, well, you know what? I'm just going to do this in my yard instead. And again, no bad physical activity, but what are your goals? Like, if your goals are to see results, you need to follow a program schedule, because we are not personal trainers. So we're going to pick the workouts that don't challenge us. We will, if you're picking and choosing, you're going to pick the workouts out of the program that don't challenge you, that aren't hard for you, that you like, right? Not the ones that maybe give you the best results because they challenge you the most, right? And maybe you don't like doing leg day, so you never do leg day, or things like that. So they put the mix of cardio and weights in there in that order for a reason. And so not only the order of it, because they know how we should be doing the things, but I'm way more accountable when I'm following a schedule, because I don't want to get behind myself. And if you do, that's fine. Listen, there is no like end date to any of these programs that has to be. So if you miss a day or 2 days, migraine, headache, kids, travel, then you just start wherever you started. If I miss more than a week, then I debate on, okay, how long's the program? Should I just start over or go back to like the last phase you started? Because a lot of them have phases. So if you miss a week, like maybe you just go back to the start of that phase that you were in. I don't like telling myself that every time I get off track, I have to start all the way over, because it makes you feel like you're starting again. And we all have, we've all had a bad week where one rest day turns into 4. And then maybe into 7 or 8. And then it's like, all right, well, what do I do? And I feel like that's where we like talk ourselves into like not starting again, because they're like, oh, well, I mean, I have to start all the way over. So if that happens, like just pick up where you left off and keep going. All right. So we're all following a Beachbody program and schedule. And so also, if you really like 2 different programs, you can search hybrids. So Pinterest, Instagram, like anywhere you can search, like let's say you want to do, I know someone was looking for a Morning Meltdown 100 and a bar blend. like hybrid. And like, so a lot of times, especially if it's the same trainer, like you can find hybrids of like Autumn's programs, hybrids of Joel's programs. So there, you can even do that. And so that isn't something where you're going to pull up a Beachbody schedule. You're going to have to like find it, save it to your phone and check it that way. But that's just like, maybe you have 2 programs and you can't decide which one to do. Look up a hybrid schedule. Maybe you want to try that out. The whole point of the hybrid schedule is someone has put together a schedule to still follow the same kind of pattern as you would get in a Beachbody program, to cycle through the different areas of your body and things that you're working. Follow a nutrition plan, portion fix, or 2B mindset. You pick one. Which one is everybody doing? I am doing 2B. What do we have on here? Jess, we're going to talk about 645. Ashley's doing 3 week. Melissa's 80 day. Holly, 100 morning meltdown for Jess. 2B, fix. Okay. All right. Fixed. Okay. So if you're doing the fix, I want you to add in the water first. That's the only thing I want you to add in. So before every meal, 16 ounces of water for you fixers. Let's add that in. Okay. So daily devotional or personal development. I like that it's either or. If you have, I don't even care what you guys are going to put for a preference on here. If you have a book that you're currently listening to, feel free to share that with us. Right now, I'm listening to Fear is My Homeboy and loving it. I think it's great for anybody, not just entrepreneurs, because fear controls so much in our lives. So I like it. I'm liking it so far. So I am listening to Fear is My Homeboy currently. And if anyone, I know that it's not really my thing. However, it is very heavy in my team and I'd be happy to share. If anyone is looking to start with daily devotionals, I know my sister, April McDonald, on Instagram has a highlight about the Bible app. She really likes the Bible app and she recommends the Bible app to anyone who is starting to, they want to start adding some maybe faith stuff into their daily routine. So I do have that recommendation if that is a direction that you want to go or want to start practicing and you don't know how to start getting into that. Feel free to look into that. So personal development, I want 10 minutes or 10 pages. If you're reading, 10 pages. If you're listening, 10 minutes. And I really, really encourage you to, if you are listening, if you don't have AirPods, if you have AirPods, first, use those. It cuts out all the distractions so you can listen to the words like that you're hearing. For me, especially ADHD, I struggle with that. So AirPods, if you don't have the AirPods, go somewhere quiet. Maybe you get home from work and you sit in your car for 10 minutes and you listen to the book before you go inside. If when you go inside, it is too chaotic, you don't get 10 minutes to yourself, then you do it before you go inside. Or maybe on your drive home, that's where you listen to your 10 minutes. You're going to the grocery store, you listen to your 10 minutes. Wherever, it does not have to be, oh, I need to sit, like I have to find 10 minutes of my time, especially if you're doing Audible. Now I'm into a routine where I will do my personal development where I clean up my kitchen, where I load and unload the dishwasher, where I clean off the cabinets and the sink and like and in the stove and things like that while I'm sweeping my dining room and my kitchen, like while I'm folding laundry. I'm going to listen to personal development. So I don't necessarily find extra time for my personal development. I usually fit my personal development into my time, but then again, I'm not sitting down and actually reading. If a book is your thing, if finding the time is not a problem for you, then great. Like read it in the tub, relax in the morning, relax at night, whatever. If your house is chaos and you leave your house on a regular basis, find a way to get that PD in before you come into the chaos. So maybe you sit in your car and read for 10 minutes. Call it your self-care, right? So if you have a book, drop it on here. Is that your book, Jess? Stop self-sabotage. You can do it in the chat. That sounds nice. That sounds like a good one. All right, 1 treat meal or dessert per week. So let's talk about this. Oh, that sounds like a good book too, Ash. You can have a treat meal. So what is a treat meal? A treat meal is a meal that's not on plan. So if you make spaghetti squash crusted pizza, girl, that's on plan. You make an easy tortilla pizza, that's on plan. So we're talking 1 meal or 1 dessert that is not on plan. For you fixers, you get so many treat yellows a week. Okay? So I feel like this is above those 2 treat yellows a week. Be honest about it. And those treat yellows are not like, oh, well, I want this ice cream or this like Rita's frozen yogurt. That's your treat meal. That is not a plan approved treat. Okay. But if you are making energy balls, protein balls, and they have container equivalents that you are counting into your meal plan, that is part of your meal plan. Okay. And I say this because I want you to learn the balance. I want you to learn that these meal plans have treats built into them. So when I say 1 treat a week, that's actually 3. That's every other day. That's balance. You can't ask for more than that. To see results and have a treat every other day, okay? So, like, think about that, right? So I know my treat every week is going to be, we have already established all summer, we're doing Family Friday Ritas. So I will get the plain vanilla custard. I'm fine with that. I like my plain vanilla. And that will be my treat, right? So I know all my other meals need to be on plan. If I want treats throughout the week, I need to build them into my plan. I need to pick Fix approved sweets that I can have for the week because I know I'm having that Rita's. Because I'm not going to Rita's and not having the Rita's. So I'm having it. So I'm building all the other things around that. And you know what? It will make it easier to say no, especially like that. Like maybe you have something that's already, I recommend planning it because if you know when it's happening in the week, like if I know every Friday I'm getting ice cream, it makes it easier for me to say no to ice cream on Monday because I know I'm getting it on Friday. So if you can even plan in, did I freeze? Did you guys freeze? Oh, we're there. Okay. If you, right? So if you make your meal plan, you know you're going to a picnic on the weekend. Well, that's your treat. So now all week, nope, I'm going to have my treat this weekend. You're not depriving yourself of something. You're just choosing when to have it and not to have it all the time. So even knowing, okay, I know I'm doing that. So like we're coming up on a holiday weekend. Can you do that? Can you have one? Now that is an entire meal, right? We're calling that. So it's the treat or the meal. So you go to a picnic. You're there from 11 to 2 on Saturday. Here's my deal with you guys. I don't want you to try to cheat yourself. What feels good to you, right? That's the thing. I don't want you guys to feel guilty about the choices. So if you're on with your water, you did your exercise that day and you want to eat whatever you want at that picnic and all other meals are going to be on point. So maybe you have the meal that's not on plan and maybe you have a little treat there. I'm still calling that as one meal. Okay. Right? Holiday weekend, you pick where you want to party. Okay. You don't need to party all weekend. That's not how we celebrate our bodies. that was the old way. Like, try to do something this weekend. Try to find some time this weekend to celebrate your freedom from your past, from the restrictions you used to place on yourself, from the negative self-talk you used to have. Look at it differently and your choices will be different. If you look at this weekend as a celebration of you breaking free from what held you back, I know this weekend is so much more than that, but you can have your own thought on this, right? So when I think about celebrating a freedom of breaking through all of the negative habits that used to break me down, I definitely don't want to indulge in any of them. I definitely don't want to overeat. I definitely don't want to have the drinks. Like, when I celebrate the freedom from all of that, like, and it doesn't matter if you're not where you want to be. You are so much further than when you started. How much space do you have between you and you who started right now? There is way more space now, no matter where you are in your journey. All of you on this video have been in it long enough, have made enough growth, have had enough progress, even if it's not directly scale related, that your life is different, that you have grown, you have a new level of respect for yourself, appreciation, love that you didn't. So I want you to take some time and think about that this weekend. Like, this is truly a self-love challenge because we do all these things because we love ourselves, not because we need ourselves to look a different way. And that's so important. It's so important because the journey takes time. And I need you guys to be excited about the journey before you get to the goal. Before you get to the goal, I need you to fall in love with the process, because once you get to that goal, I need you to stay on track. You can't just stop doing the things once you get there. So, what is next? 1 alcoholic beverage per week. So, obviously, I'm going to forgo that. And here's what I'm going to say about that. You don't even have to be an alcoholic for 1 beverage a week to be an issue. Okay? So I want you to make that decision on your own. And here's the thing. Who says you have to have 1 at all? So also, maybe you are going to a party in 2 weeks and you would like to have maybe more than 1. So maybe you don't have 1 week. I don't know. You guys, this is such a hard one for me. It's such a hard one for me to coach other people on because I can't even. And I'll tell you, so here's what I will tell you. I will tell you that when I quit drinking, I saw results differently. When I quit drinking, I made better food choices. And I think that goes for anyone, whether you are a binge drinker, an alcoholic, or a social drinker. When you drink, you make shitty food choices. We all do, right? Crap food goes with beer and alcohol. So I also need you to think, okay, is that 1 alcoholic drink per week also going to lead to my cheat meal? And then I have blown everything that I have in 1, right? So you think about that, but try to limit it to 1 if that is something that you do partake in, because I think you'll see different results. If you can either ditch the alcohol Or I feel like one drink a week is definitely just social drinking. It's something that I could literally never do. So I think that's a fine balance. So that's 4 drinks a month. I feel like that is something that you can do and still see results. However, if that one drink leads to nachos, well, you need to have a talk with yourself. Like, what's the plan here, right? So 1 alcoholic drink per week. If you want to forgo that, I'm also totally fine with that. I'm never going to tell you guys to have added calories or something that's not good for you or something that makes you make other poor decisions. So I'm using this challenge. Rachel made this, and obviously she does like to have champagne and things like that on occasion. So I'm leaving that one totally up to you, right? I know I have several people, lots of people actually, who don't drink. And I feel like it might be a little easier in our group or maybe a little harder. I don't know. You guys can tell me, because that's not something that I have to work on. I mean, I work on it in a whole different way. I think sometimes it's actually easier to not do the drinks when you know they're super toxic. But I will say that I swear I dropped like 10 pounds in the next like month or two after I quit drinking, because I was in a plateau. And so if you are struggling, if you are in a plateau, if you keep gaining and losing the same 5 to 10 pounds, you need to take a look at that. How many alcoholic drinks are you consuming a week? And this isn't for a judgment reason. We're talking about results. How many alcoholic drinks do you consume a week? Add up the calories. Look it up, Google it, figure it out. You need to actually process and understand what these choices mean, because you going out on a weekend and having 3 or 4 social drinks could literally undo your whole week, especially if those 3 to 4 drinks mean to chips and salsa or nachos or pizza and wings, right? So, and then ask yourself, like, when I drink, do I eat food off plan, right? And then ask yourself, like, okay, try to go without it for a month. See if you feel better, right? Anyways, I don't want to preach on you guys too much on that. I feel like sometimes I go less on that, but I don't know. That's a whole addiction thing for me over here. Daily progress pick for your own tracking. Okay, so I do really like this one. So I'm talking a full body pick, and no, you don't have to be naked in your shorts or in your sports bra or your underwear. However, I do want you to stand in front of a mirror and take a picture. I want to see at least from, you don't have to show me if you don't want to, although we do need to figure out a way to stay accountable for this. But I would say waist up, right? This isn't just, I'm taking a picture of my face. Here's the thing. Progress on your own body happens so slowly. And sometimes we even avoid pictures and looking at ourselves, so we don't see it. We don't see it. We're focusing on everything that hasn't changed, not the things that gradually have. So I want you to take a picture every day. I want you to send me your first one, and I want the last one. All right. I think it's important for us to see ourselves every day. And so when you take the progress photo, I want you to give yourself props and credit for all the effort that you put in that day. And then before you snap the photo, I want you to give yourself a compliment. So you're giving yourself props and you're giving yourself a compliment, or you're picking out something that you like, right? And it can even be like, you know what? My body did 2 push-ups on its toes today, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be like, oh, physically this or physically this, because you know what? Your bodies are badass whether you see the muscles or not. So that compliment can be something that you were able to, something that your body did that day. Because I think those compliments are even more important. That we give our body credit for what it's physically able to do. Because I think so many times we're just focused on what it can't do yet. And I think and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I love my workouts, is because I swear, like, on the days where I feel mentally weak, I show up and I make some kind of progress, one small thing in my workout, and it changes it all for me. I'm like, you're not weak. Like, I felt so strong today. I've been working on that for years, whatever it is, right? So also, I embrace the suck. When I suck at something, I'm like, well, it's just that much more room for improvement. Instead of saying, well, I'm not here yet. Well, look at all the credit I get to give myself on the way. Like, I'm going to step off all these ladders. So we're taking a progress picture every day. What do you guys think? You want to share it? You want to just take it for yourself? It is for you. So I'm fine with that. I don't actually care. We could even just share the compliments. We don't have to share the picture. I don't care about that. The picture is more for you. I want you to take a second. I want you to see yourself. I want you to say the compliment. I want you to see the strong body looking in the mirror. Or if you share in your stories, that's a good place to do it. If that is something that you already do, you can share in your stories for accountability. And then drink at least half your weight in ounces of water every day. So your weight, say 200 pounds, divide it in half, that's 100 ounces a day. We've gone over this several times, but for any newbies, anybody just joining us, if you drink no water, I want you to start at 24 ounces and add 8 a day until you get to your goal, right? So also, I really recommend getting a larger bottle. So a shaker mug is 25 ounces. The 2B water bottle is 30 ounces, and it has a straw. If you struggle with drinking water, use a straw. Put a straw in a regular cup. You will drink water twice as fast. If you can find a water bottle with a straw, you will drink water faster. You will drink more water. So if you are someone who struggles to drink water, add a straw to your game and it'll change it. So that's everything that we have on there. And so now I want from you guys, how do you want to stay accountable with this? We actually might be. So I know we're all on Instagram. Does anybody want to tag each other in our stories? So here's something that I was thinking is we all have this image of the July challenge. You could share that every day with a little X over the number, even like day 1, X over it, like crushed it. I did all the things because, like, does that make sense to you guys? So you can share that. Oh, it's so hard to see. It has the whole calendar on it. And so you would just cross off each day. You can share that. We can tag each other in our stories. I will probably be doing that. So I'm probably going to be sharing the challenge daily in my stories. Let me put it that way. I will be sharing the challenge daily in my stories, crossing off the X, either at night or the next morning, having completed the previous day. And I am happy to tag anyone on Instagram also doing the challenge with me as a reminder for you and accountability. If you are already on social media and something you share, I recommend doing that because it's just extra accountability for you. And I'm not asking you to actually share any of those things. You don't have to share the picture. You don't have to share the compliment. You don't have to share your workout. Okay. But there is just something about showing up and showing other people that you are showing up for yourself, and that it's not that hard. It's something that you can do in your life, and it helps. So I will say that. But so anybody who wants to go for the social media challenge, I'm definitely down, and I will tag, and people can tag me or whatever. But do we want to have and I know I said the last month and then I got all crazy, and you guys know that crazy things are happening again this weekend. So maybe even somebody else can start this group chat for me. We can do a group chat of everybody that wants to do this challenge, or we can either have a daily thread. I can get Val on this, a daily thread or an ongoing thread in the challenge groups. And if that is the case, what's our vote? Facebook or BOD? There is no wrong answer on this. I want to know where you guys prefer to be. I want to be where you prefer to be. BOD confuses you. Okay. I'll be really honest with you guys. I want to love the BOD app. I want to love the shit out of it. It is so nice in so many ways. But I feel like Facebook has a better community sense. So I don't know. But I want to be where the people are. So like you guys just need to tell me where my focus should be, and is anyone else seeing my arms right now? Like, what? Guys, let me just sit on the call like this. Because they look amazing. Okay, so let me see the comment. Let me see the comments. I prefer Facebook, but I know, I want to love it. Okay, so and Melissa's staying quiet because she's not much of a group person at all. So she's like, I'm not going to participate anywhere. So you just go wherever you want, but I'll show up for the calls and I do my shit. So I'm okay with it. And if that works for you, then I'm good with it. So like, whatevs. All right. So we'll figure it out. Going forward, first Thursday of the month, do we prefer 7:30 or 8 o'clock? I guess I can take a poll in the group. And then, all right, so let's touch quickly on the 645 launch. So anyone who purchased a Let's Get Up challenge pack or completion pack in June should be getting a 50% off code for Let's Get Up, or I'm sorry, for 645. So whether you do just the accessory bundles or digital or whatever, you will have a 50% off code. So if you purchase anything regarding Let's Get Up in June, you will have a 50% off code for that. If not, I think it's like 60 something for the bundle with the bands. So the only extra equipment you need for this program are bands, and they are wide fabric bands. So Melissa, these might even be nice for 80-day obsession because they're the nice thick fabric bands that don't roll as much like the loops that we already have. So even if you're not doing this program, we will now have those thick fabric bands. So even if that's something that you want to check into, they may even have them for a purchase separate from 645 bundles. However, so 645 will launch for coaches, discount coaches, VIP members, any of those things, July 6th. And then you have access right away. July 19th, it launches for everyone else, including customers, and you will have access right away. I am not starting in July regardless. I will start in August. It is a 13-week program, so it is 1 week shorter than Morning Meltdown 100. It's 6 days a week, 45 minutes a day, but the first 8 to 12 minutes are a warm-up. Warm-up, stretching, mobility. I don't know about you ladies, but I turned 38 and shit started falling apart. Like I'm wearing braces on all my like joints, and I got the plantar fasciitis and the bursitis and the itis. I got all the things now. So I don't know about you, but I'm like, yes, I will take 8 to 12 minutes of warming up before my body does the things. So, and then you do 30 minutes of workout and then you have a cool down. The warm up is super important. The cool down is super important. And all of the cueing and form is super important. So, getting ready for this program, if you're not already doing anything, I would recommend the prep. So 4 weeks of the prep is actually 2 weeks worth of workouts that you just repeat to make it 4. So you could do 2 weeks of the prep, and I think you'll be more than ready, because that's a somewhat challenging program in itself. Also, if you don't want to do that, lift 4, hammer and chisel. I really like to lift 4 because I feel like he's really good at cueing the lifting. I feel like hammer and chisel is a little bit more advanced. So if you are newer to lifting, I really do like lift 4. It's 4 days a week. You can even condense it to do more. If you're already doing something, great. No worries. No reason or need to switch to get ready for this program. This program is designed, it's not the hardest program we're releasing on Beachbody. That's not like Amwala did that. That's the work. Now we have something different. And this is all about reaching your peak. And I really like that because I feel like so much we get caught up in the comparison game of what other people can do. And sometimes I feel like we get so caught up in that we're not even like working towards our goals anymore. We're working towards their goals because we're so fixated on their journey or what they're doing. And so I really like that it's all about your peak. Your peak is going to look different. What is your peak? Is it playing with your kids? Is it lowering your meds? Is it feeling good and having energy? Is it having a 6-pack? Like your peak is going to be different than everyone else's because you're working towards something different when you push play and you show up every day. And I like that that's a piece that's talked about. And he's just really big on like at the end of the workout, like, do you feel like you could conquer the world? Like, do you feel like you could take on anything? And he jokes around with the cast. If you haven't tried the sample workout, even in the sample workout, I was laughing the whole time. Like, he's very funny. He even said one of his favorite parts about this program is that he's very casual with the cast, is that he's always joking around with them, and things like that. Like they're doing dumbbell swings and they're laughing, and he's like, please don't throw your weights at me. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like, so it's not the super sweary, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, not that is how they work, but that's not what this is. So it's definitely a different side of Omwala. It's a little bit more his like fun and joking side. And I'm really excited about it. So it is 13 weeks. So if I start in August, that's August, September, October. So I'm doing that for 3 months, and I turn 39 right in the middle of that, smack dab in the middle of September. So I love it. That's my plan. So we can talk about when you guys want to do it. And here's the thing, like I know Ruby is already planning on starting like on the 6th, as soon as it comes out. That's fine too. If you want to start this program before us, I'm never going to tell you to wait. I'm never going to tell you to wait on something because again, your peak, different than mine. Go ahead and get to your peak faster than me, girl. I don't care. We're all going to get to the top. We're all going to celebrate from different peaks and like whatever. So, if you want to do it together, I'm thinking beginning of August, we can work that out. And were there any questions on that? Did anybody have any questions on that? Cookies and creamy, I tried, I loved. I did order packets. I ordered a box of packets. So I am going to do a one-time deal, and I mean one-time deal where I actually volunteer to go to the post office. This is not something I do. So I have, because I already ordered them and I already have somebody who wants 5 packets. So I will sell them in increments of 5 for shipping only. I'm not going to ship a packet. Sorry. Not worth it. So you can buy 5 packets. If you are local, I can maybe meet up with you to try if it's something that you want to try before you buy. I'm fine with that. No aftertaste. It is sweet. I feel like it's most similar to vanilla with some like creamy and cookies. Like really like so it's good, and I'm not even a super sweet person, and I haven't even tried it. Like I've only had it with water, and then water and Power Greens, which don't recommend. It doesn't hide the Power Greens well. It's just not the shake for that. You think it has some cafe latte taste to it? It's good. Maybe it works a little better. Okay. So there you have it. Yeah, it's good. I mean, even like, it's nice to have variety. I mean, now that I'm running out of my peppermint mocha, so 6 months later, 7 months later. All right, I'm going to stop recording.